Back with another ABP reaction, man. This one right here is called The Darkest Lost Media. Let's get into it, man. I don't know what this is about. I just know it's dark. And the music was dark, and the thumbnail was dark. So let's see.
Desire Heavenly Father's Spirit to be the teacher of thy seek. Walking only in the truth, Christ in the heaven. We tell them to be voice order, that we will learn obedience by the experience of others. But we don't want to fail.
All right, what is this, man?
March 21st, 1997. History of the Prophet Joseph Smith. In 5th through 8th grade class. How anxious I am for Heavenly Father's Spirit to touch your minds and hearts. For what the Prophet Joseph Smith did was right.
Hailing from a tiny Utah town called Short Creek was a cult, the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints, or FLDS for short. Most recently run under the grasp of a man named Warren Jeffs, they operated completely under the radar for the better part of the past century. For years, Jeffs and his predecessors maintained strict control over their members, preaching the central idea that plural marriages were not only a God-given right, but were the only way for members to access the kingdom of heaven.
What?
He was known to call himself the prophet, the only member of the church who could talk to God. And if God told him that you should marry someone, you wouldn't go against his will, would you? Wife after wife after wife, the prophet would arrange to wed, not only for the adult men inside the church, but most prominently for himself. Tens, hundreds of women were used as pawns.
What? This nigga had 100 wives?
Tickets that they believed would grant them eternal salvation. And as you'd expect, their ages were never considered. Inside the FLDS, hundreds of children were born through underage mothers, forced into arranged marriages with men upwards of 85 years of age, and all of them wholeheartedly believed that they were carrying out the will of God.
These motherfuckers be sickos, bro. Like that whole coach shit and following one man. Like, how do you even get, like, mentally get there to where you trust these type of people to be like listening to them, to be like, hey, give me your daughter so I can marry her. God told me, let me marry her. And niggas be like, go ahead. And then they be having these little girls and as wives and all this. And these are some sickos, cuz. And they try to use the God shit. No, nigga, you just a sick ass nigga. You're basically a scammer, bro. You're lying. You're making up these fake ass beliefs and saying that God is talking to you and he's telling you to have all these women. That shit is crazy.
The story of the FLDS is one of the darkest I know, and they, too, have troves of media both destroyed and sealed away. We will be diving into the full story of the FLDS very soon. However, they're not fully the reason we're here tonight.
The FLDS.
In 2008, a game show premiered on Fox called The Moment of Truth. It involved contestants answering highly controversial and often abrasive questions in front of a live studio audience in exchange for an ever-growing grand prize.
Huh?
Prior to each episode,
What game is this?
contestants would take a polygraph test to ensure the accuracy of their responses on stage. And I'm sure you can see how this could go downhill very quickly. Answer a highly personal, highly secret question correctly in front of the world, and the bag of cash dangling over your head grows ever more. Answer it wrong, however, and your affairs are exposed in front of thousands and are
Damn.
forever etched into broadcast history.
Damn.
In August of 2010, a contestant named Melanie Williams took the stage for the show's 9th episode of its 2nd season. Unlike those that competed before her, however, Melanie carried with her a dark, disturbing
It's a sick ass game show. And it was on Fox. I don't remember this game show. But exposing like your deepest dark secrets that you're hiding, and the polygraph test going to expose if you're lying about it. That's who the fuck signs up for that?
past.
While living in a polygamous community, did you know of any underage girls who were married to adult men?
Yeah.
That answer is true.
But nothing could stop her dramatic climb to the top.
As it turns out, Melanie Williams grew up inside the FLDS and witnessed firsthand the atrocities committed against the women and children within. To this day, Season 2, Episode 9, her debut, is completely scrubbed from existence, leaving us with only an archived trailer hinting at the inner details.
They scrubbed
she
it from
revealed.
existence. It's crazy.
Interestingly, even though Episode 9 is considered lost, Melanie actually returned for Episode 10, one that has been found in full. Within it, she takes the stage for a final $500,000 question. The grand prize of this show, and something no contestant before her has ever been able to win. In the beginning, host Mark Wahlberg warns her of what she's about to be faced with, giving her an opportunity to opt out. However, after reading it and taking a moment to really let it sink in, she decides apprehensively that she's gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it for my dad. I'm gonna go for it.
All right, on a scale of 1 through 10, how dark do y'all think this is about to get? Let's just take a wild guess. Level 1 through 10, how wild do y'all think it's about to get, man? How dark, I should say. How dark? Let's go.
You're going for it? Holy moly.
Are you okay?
It's a tough question, excuse me. But it's a tough question for me. It's a tough question. But I can do it.
Tearful and aware of what she's about to reveal, her father questions what could possibly be causing a reaction like this.
Oh, no.
She has, up to this point, aired out so much already.
No. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's something. If it's dark, this is what I would expect. I'm going to just say it. If it's dark, I would expect the question to be like something dealing with, has her father ever did something with her? Like, that's dark. And he's right there on the game show, and they asked that. If they're doing this on live TV, that would be crazy.
How much more really is there?
Yes? Okay. For $500,000, Melanie Williams, question 21. Do you believe your father, as an adult, has ever had sexual relations with a minor?
Oh, that's even crazier. She about to air him out.
Yes.
Oh!
That answer is true.
Oh, shit. Oh, that is dark. This was on Fox. What the hell?
The audience erupts. as Melanie sits, shocked at what she just unveiled to the world.
This was on
Her father,
TV?
equally stunned. And it all culminates in one of the strangest, most dystopian moments that I have ever seen on broadcast television.
Wait, bro. Hold the fuck on, dog. This was on regular TV asking questions like this? That is dark.
The family embraces. Wahlberg questions her father about this illegal relationship, to which he completely downplays it.
All the time.
As part of that culture.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Let's hear what
Yeah.
John feels of that.
Gosh. I'm not sure when I did this, I knew what a minor was. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
Wife number 2 was 17. She had just gotten out of high school.
Woo, even darker. This shit is going crazy. What the hell? What the helly? What the hell, This shit is crazy.
In January of 2011, over 4 months after this episode aired, Melanie Williams took to her personal blog to clear up any speculation about her time on the show. Within a post made on January 7th, she claims that her father had actually lied that night, that the girl wasn't 17 like he claimed. In reality, she was 14, and her name was Joy.
Oh. Sickos, bro.
As far as it's known, her father has neither been investigated nor charged since this aired, and there's been no further updates from Melanie herself. Even so, this broadcast is one of the strangest that I have ever watched, and I wouldn't be surprised if it contributed to the Moment of Truth's cancellation. Regardless of whether Season 2, Episode 9 is ever found, Melanie Williams successfully exposed the illegal atrocities committed by one of the world's darkest cults in front of thousands. A cult that has done everything in its power to keep its depraved history a secret. And a cult, the FLDS, who manipulated and abused women and children for over a century.
That's some sick shit, bro.
Under the will of God.
That's some sick shit. And that's what I don't get. Like, they do all this and use God as like the tool for all this shit. Like, God. These niggas are literally just a committee of sick ass pervert grown men fucking with little kids. Like, and they all just use like, what, 14 years old? And you're an old ass man? Like, that's out of pocket. Young, like, what the fuck?
When you're at landmark number 1, you're the one who's number 1.
It's October 1999. Residents on the south end of Fort Worth, Texas, notice a certain smell lingering in the air. It's repugnant, nauseating, a pungent, pervasive odor of rot. The stench is inescapable, rapidly enveloping parks, homes, and businesses. Something in the area is festering, and it's carrying an inescapable wave of what can only be described as the smell of deteriorating flesh. Disgusted and worried, residents in the area contact authorities in the hopes that anyone can figure out what the hell is going on. This odor has come up so quickly. So where in the world is it coming from?
Where is this? What the fuck is this odor? This shit smell like shit.
At A&P, just look for this green pea.
Check out this week's Green Price specials on all flavors of Jell-O frozen pudding pops.
For the sweetness of the grapes. At Ralph's, you expect this kind of quantity. One is...
It's like my mother always told me, get what you want, but get it at Wallbounds.
I know how good my quality meats taste, but you have to see how good Wallbounds prices look.
Oh shit! Is this about to be about some using body parts? If this is about to be about selling body parts at a grocery
Resting
store.
at the corner of Hemphill and West Fogg Street in Fort Worth, Texas, sits an abandoned building. A grocery store called the Mexia Supermarket. Known to have been owned by a family from Laos, it served the surrounding neighborhood for years. But here, they were nowhere to be found. Their store is rotting. Their home vacant.
I ain't gonna lie, this one might be good, y'all. I know y'all saying, hold on, this one might be good right here.
And it's like they up and left, leaving the only remnants of their existence. A neighborhood suffering from an inescapable smell, and a grocery store that's festering right under its own weight.
This one might be good. They inside the grocery store.
Inside, rotting deli and meat discolored as bacteria consumed it. Produce began to wither and emit hazardous gas. Frozen goods and milk exploded due to an uncontrolled fermentation inside them. And the air inside,
why did they just leave all that?
As the oxygen was completely depleted.
Why did
As
they
you'd
just leave all that?
expect, the building, by the time it was found, was in a state of complete disrepair, as maggots, roaches, rats, and thousands of flies had nested within its crevices. The scene, unreal, and all of.
Why did they just leave all that meat like that? What is that about? Where the hell are they at? Where the fuck is the owners of them at?
This was the product of a building left to decay for nearly 3 months.
3 months? The fuck? Where they at?
In the following days, the Fort Worth Health Department officially declared the site as a health hazard, sparking a massive cleanup operation. But as they assessed the building, they realized that it would prove far more complicated than initially imagined. Because of the live rodents, millions of insects, and the buildup of hazardous gas, demolishing or burning the building down wasn't possible, as everything within it would simply migrate to the neighboring homes. And so, instead, a crew was hired to clean it by hand.
Wow.
Decked out in hazmat suits and oxygen tanks, they were tasked with bagging and removing the rotten food.
They was gonna burn this
disinfecting every
motherfucker down.
surface inside, and fumigating the premises, all while navigating through the millions of insects surrounding them.
Damn,
Reportedly, the initial scene was so infested with flies that cleanup crews couldn't even see more than a few feet in front of them. The cleanup efforts took nearly a month to complete, and by December, the building stood completely empty, yet still carrying a lingering odor of rot. Years later, it was eventually bought out and rebranded as a store called Terry's.
Wow.
However, according to a review left on Google, nearly 14 years after Mexia, the place, even still, reportedly smelled like death. All of the footage you've seen so far has been taken from a 2010 History Channel documentary called...
Alright, I'm over it. I was trying to finish it, but I'm like, alright, what is going on? Where are we going? I thought there was going to be some dead bodies in there. They're just talking about some meat. Some leftover meat. I'm over it. Yeah, I'm over it. Shame on you, brother.